saying that before that cut happened, Tim Tszyu was lining him up with right hands. And I believe he's coming into this fight looking to make a statement as if he's the challenger to get that respect that he doesn't feel like he's been given.
And that is why he's saying that tonight he's going to start fast. He said, I'm not going to wait for him to start fast. I'm going to start fast. I know people are saying that because of that cut, the decision went to well, Tim Tszyu could fight to his potential. But no, tonight I'm going to prove that was not it.
The fight changed on one accidental action. An elbow to the head of Tim Tszyu. The corner could not stop the bleeding. And now we get a fresh slate. 12 rounds down the books. And now 12 or whatever they want to give us here in Las Vegas. Jimmy Lennon Jr., the show is yours.
Well, fans, from the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, Premier Boxing Champions presents the co-main event of the evening and a very special rematch attraction. And it's all brought to you by Samson Boxing, No Limit Boxing, and TGB Promotions. Sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. And also brought to you by Universal Pictures, Nobody 2, only in theaters August 15th. This bout is sanctioned by the WBC, the president, Mauricio Suleiman, introducing our judges scoring from ringside, from Nevada, Eric Cheek. Also from Nevada, Patricia Horse Jarman, and from Oklahoma, David Sutherland, Harvey Dock. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing in a rematch special attraction for the WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the World. Introducing you first on my right, the challenger, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks, hailing from Rockdale, New South Wales, Australia. He weighed in at 153.2 pounds. With a record of 25 wins and 2 losses, he has 18 wins coming by way of knockout. He is a current world-ranked contender, tonight looking to exact his revenge. Here is, ladies and gentlemen, the Australian boxing superstar and the world, introducing the Soul Taker, Tim Tszyu. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion in the blue corner, standing at 6 feet 6 inches, wearing green trunks and fighting out of Coachella, California. He weighed in at a trim and ready 152.6 pounds. With a record of 21 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw, he has 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the boxing phenom, the former unified world champion, and the current reigning and defending WBC Super Welterweight Champion of the World, introducing the Towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora. Once again, a referee in charge, now taking instructions, Harvey Dock.
Okay, boxers, we went over the instructions earlier. As a reminder, obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times, touch gloves. Good luck.
It wasn't a long wait, but here we are for the rematch between Tim Tszyu looking to exact revenge on the man he gave a world title opportunity to March 2024. And it was only right that Fundora gave him a return opportunity. Here we are inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena. This reminds me of the movie 300 because Sebastian Fundora is that guy. Big right hand miss there from Tszyu. Let's not forget the success he had before the cut with that lead right cross against the southpaw Fundora.
Yeah, but it's starting totally different now in this first round. In this second fight, Fundora is the one pushing forward.
Fundora told us, the fight is not brought to me, I will bring the fight. But I just can really marvel at what feels like the old adage, you become champion, you become 30% better. I think in the past year we've seen Fundora grow mentally, grow into confidence. He was in command against Cordell Booker in his last time out and delivered the knockout shot. He was distanced more than normal.
Yes.
I wonder if we're
hints of an evolution here for Fundora to the peak version of what we're going to see.
He got so frustrated that people kept saying that he doesn't know how to box, he can't box, he's not used to distance, not gifted height and reach. Well, guess what? He's starting to do it tonight. Nice jab, distance, keeping Tim Tszyu outside.
When I spoke with Sebastian, he told me I have to take him to that dark place where Bagrat Portes Saliev to remember what that felt like getting hurt early. And that's why Fundora wants to get off to a quick start.
Let's not forget, not all fighters come back from the type of loss Tim Tszyu suffered last fall in Orlando against Portazaliev. That was one-way traffic, one knockdown after another until it was mercifully stopped.
And there is the dark memory for Tim Tszyu. How does Tim Tszyu react? There's a minute left in this opening round, and it's already a nightmare. The towering inferno is lit up here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And Fundora cannot get careless.
Definitely not what it is for Tim Tszyu right now. He does not know what's going on. You didn't even see that left hand because he landed a right hook. Tim Tszyu with the left hand got it quicker and sharper.
The poise of Fundora, excuse me, this is a much more patient distance to set up shots than we saw in that first fight or really in any other fight.
And Fundora said, he says, look, this is the art of war. I have the mental edge over Tim Tszyu, and now he has the physical edge over Tim Tszyu. And you can see the legs of Tszyu once again shaken up on a tap from Fundora.
Very tough round for Tim Tszyu. Could not get in. And when he tried, he got dropped.
A nightmare start for the Monster here in Las Vegas. Let's see how he reacts.
Vamos a lastimarlo.
We're going to keep hurting.
Serenítame el agua.
Take things slow.
Serenito, así, no te desesperes y tirando volados al speak, no tócalos en las líneas.
After that
Abajo
knockout,
y arriba.
lightning quick.
It was lightning quick. Tim Tszyu thought that he was going to be able to get in easy like he did in the first fight. He tried to hook, and he got hit with that straight left from Fundora. Long time, they both hit each other at the same time, but more power behind the punch from Fundora. There it is. Could have been easily a double knockdown, but the power came from Fundora. Perfectly timed, right in the chin, right in the center. Down goes Tim Tszyu.
And Tszyu is probably thinking, against any other fighter in the world, my left gets there first. But when you have a 9.5-inch reach disadvantage, something like that can and will happen. Let's see what adjustments happen early on here as Tim Tszyu comes out to the second round, down 10-8.
Consider how often Fundora used to give away that height advantage. An 8.5-inch reach, and tonight standing straight up, but straight up in a safe way there, protecting his chin. If he becomes the type of puncher that can get people out of here consistently, that's a dangerous thought for this division.
14 knockouts and 22 wins as it is. But he's done it from the inside, not really from the outside, as he's trying to set up Tim Tszyu as he goes to the chest of Sebastian Fundora.
Yeah, Tim Tszyu having second thoughts right now, even throwing the overhand right or left because he knows that Fundora is ready to counterpunch. So he's got to be cautious. He's got to go the side steps, coming from an angle, not straight home.
It's just hard because there's no safe place. I mean, there's places in the ring where you're like, I'm good here, not against Fundora.
He's not doing the thing you're supposed to do against something. Hold up, he's getting
It's another right hook from Tim Tszyu, and here comes the barrage of punches from Fundora. But you can't get careless because Tim Tszyu is looking for that shot.
This is the only way Tszyu knows to punch and play out of trouble.
But it's just out of range.
big time. He's out of range. He can't
That's a nice left hook there from Tim Tszyu.
He's got to keep trying.
See the determination in Tszyu's face. You can also see the damage from the power punches of Fundora.
He's got to take that jab away from Fundora. That's the only way. How do you do it? Jab with him. Follow that jab down. That leads from Fundora. You walk to the side. I was gonna say that he's not doing what you're supposed to do against a sophomore, which is walk to your left. He's walking straight forward.
Guys, the cut was a nightmare over the left eye. That kept closing. Now there's a cut over the right eye of Tim Tszyu, and Jim Gray asked his cut man, Mark Gambit, do you have the coagulant that you need if there is a cut? They said yes. So we'll see what kind of work they're able to do in between rounds, because not only did he get dropped in the first, now there's a cut on Tim Tszyu. I said, why no change in the cut man or trainer after your loss? He says, I'm loyal to my guys.
Still looks a bit shaky on his legs here. He's punching back, which is what he does. It's just Fedora commanding that control of distance. That's the difference in this fight.
It's that jab, that reach going right now. Staying in control.
And things continue to get worse for Tim. Take a look at how they're going to work.
Дыши. 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 Нужно в защите стоять, и когда на тебя идет вот эти удары, надо драться, выкидывай, и сразу смещайся за него, за спину уходи. Уходи за спину. Дайте движение на ногах, лево-право, лево-право, давай, принеси ноги. Давай, свяжись. Свяжись.
This is Tszyu fighting for survival off the ropes, trying to land a big shot, trying to get the attention of Fedora, but he was eating those straight punches, but definitely trying for Tim Tszyu. And like you mentioned, Bernardo, that's the only way you can do it. An overhand right and flush in the face of Fedora. We see Fedora go down with that punch.
And you saw Tim Tszyu did the pawing at that right eye. This time, it was Mark Gambit doing the work on the cut on the outside of the eyelid. It looked like there was nervous moments of tension there in that corner. There's a nice right. Tim Tszyu getting from underneath.
Yeah, but I like the fact that he's walking straight back. He's still giving the distance.
That's the type of shot after when you duck down against a taller fighter. Gets hit almost on the side of the ear, back of the neck. It's a dangerous place to be against Fedora.
Yeah, and you're not moving your feet, so that punch is never going to land. You gotta step up, take a step or two steps forward.
No blow there from Tim Tszyu.
And don't forget, Tim Tszyu told us one of his biggest takeaways looking back at the first fight was he thought Fedora was slower and less powerful than he anticipated. Maybe that gave him a certain level of confidence early on, but he cannot stand in punching range for that big left cross from Fedora.
It's like counter right from Fedora here as Tim Tszyu had early success in round 3.
I like what Tszyu is doing right now. He's not aiming for the head, he's going for the chest. 2 straight right hands that landed so far.
We were so far on that cut for the right eyelid of Tim Tszyu.
That's what you do against a tall fighter. You aim for the chest. Straight shots.
But you've got to cover yourself defensively because Fedora is seeing the spots and is getting to those.
He cannot handle this version of Fedora's power. Every left hand is hurting him.
Can't get in, guys. He can't get in.
Now it's up to Fedora to realize that, recognize it, and continue to use his range and not get too greedy because Tim Tszyu can still be dangerous if you step in. If you make him lunge like he does there, that's going to be a difficult mission for Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time that Fedora times that again and gets him to the straight left.
Look, you don't hear the name Freddie Fedora talked about enough when we talk about the elite trainers of this game. Sebastian's sister Gabriella, the undisputed women's champion at flyweight, and look at the evolution over the last 3 fights here for Sebastian Fedora.
That jab. The discipline between this one to that. This is the jab. Not overcommitting, just 1, 2, the basics and fundamentals.
The ability after switching on the fly, he turned a jab into a short right hand. I mean, look, Tszyu is giving everything he can
Дыши,
One round at a time.
дыши.
One round at a time.
Надо начинать бить, надо начинать. Больше правой. Надо не уходить от него, а наоборот к нему. К нему. Бить и уходить вверх.
Here we're going to take a look at the short, crisp left hook from Fedora. Oof, straight, timed it perfectly. Quiet down. Here it is. Jab. You miss. I bet you pay. And he's going to keep doing that, and he's going to be doing that all night.
Давай, надо выигрывать раунды. 4 раунда прошло.
Guys, how dominant is this version of Sebastian Fedora? In 13 fights tracked by CompuBox, Fedora threw the most punches ever against Zoo, and he threw 74 in their first fight. He's topped that number twice in the first 3 rounds. He's up to 236 thrown, 54 landed overall to 74 thrown and 26 landed for Zoo. I know it's a broken record, but the old Fedora, look, we knew he was a dog. We know the stamina, the warrior spirit that he has, but you don't need to lead with that. And when he's leading instead with this jab and the threat of that left cross, he's just a different fighter.
He just makes it so easy. He's got the advantage. God-gifted advantage, the high reach.
It really matters if you're learning how to use it, and he's really learned how to use it in this fight. But you can't use it if you don't believe in it. You gotta lead to the power of his left hand.
But that's the thing.